perpetuating stereotypes at the same time.
Perpetuating stereotypes at the same time and being entertaining at the same time. I think back then you're not getting into movies unless you're perpetuating some type of stereotype. I don't think if you're black, you're not even getting on film.
Movies, I think I don't know, maybe the age I was or something. Everything in 1996 was so, of course we talked about some problems with it, but everything in 1996 is so lit to me right now.
What movies are lit from 1996?
Space Jam.
Space Jam was not lit.
It was a great movie. I
never seen it in my life.
My heart filled with joy watching it and like inspiration and just being like, wow. You've never seen it?
I never seen it. I could only watch minutes of it, and I was like, "This is trash."
Minutes of it? Why?
I don't know.
Because he said Robert Kelly.
That's part of it, man. This man said Robert Kelly, bro. That is
Robert Kelly deserves.
My favorite singer is Robert Kelly. Man, get this man off this couch. He don't deserve to be there.
He's not even gonna answer your questions genuinely. He's
Robert Kelly. But nah, I don't. Of course, I don't like Jordan, so I don't like Jordan as a player. He's not like my favorite player, and nothing. So I wasn't eager to watch the movie. Then I seen little pieces of it, and I was like, "This movie low key garbage, though." And I see LeBron's redoing it. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna watch that either.
Love the underdog.
LeBron's one of my favorite players.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm not gonna watch the movie.
Why? Because he's like outspoken.
Why? That's why the reason I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? I've been liking LeBron since
before he was outspoken.
High school. First seen him on Sports Illustrated. I think he was a freshman in high school or junior high or something.
Yo, the way that he lived up to the hype is unlike.
Right. I liked him before he was outspoken. So now I just accept the fact. I like the fact that he's outspoken too. But
they've been telling him to shut the up. And what's so bogus about it is he's like literally one of the most like proper. Like if anybody will have room to be able to like say shit, he has, and they still
they ain't got no
nigga doc. They still nigga him.
Yeah, they ain't got no. They don't have no dirt on him yet. But I'm sure they've been trying to get some forever. You know what I mean? But
I mean, and even without that though, just he doesn't care. Nothing about the way that he carries himself can be seen as ignorant.
Right.
Even when he's being outspoken.
Right.
It's eloquent. It's, you know.
He holds it. He holds his own. He holds it.
Not even talking about dirt.
Yeah.
You know, he's too comfortable in his role, I feel like, a little bit. And he'd be like, Travis Scott didn't need to make that burger. And it's like, nobody cares. But
Travis Scott burger, man. Get out of here.
Bro, that shit is so fire. If you don't eat one ASAP, I
don't eat burgers. I only eat
You've
turkey
missed
burgers.
out on so many life experiences being approved.
Being approved?
Yeah.
Mm.
We gotta find some, we gonna get each other completely out of our elements in some side shit.
He want me to smoke crack and stuff. I don't smoke crack.
I'd be like, Brian's first time smoking weed, y'all.
No, he want me to smoke crack. He like, you approve, you don't smoke crack like the rest of us. Bruh, I don't smoke crack. I'm good.
Just show me the money.
Show me the money. That's that year?
Yeah, Jerry Maguire. Tom Cruise.
Jerry Maguire, that was fly. That movie was fly.
It was a great, and I think years are great where there's a lot of stuff I emotionally connect. Like the story of it and somehow I feel like the underdog story, the father and son relationship of Space Jam was what I like.
Short. You got
oh my
Napoleon
God.
complex. That's what it is.
But Jerry Maguire, just like I don't know, like Renee Zellweger, Tom Cruise, it was cool and dramatic. It was like modern. It was like a really modern movie. There was a diversity in culture.
A little bit. I don't really like I don't like sports movies, man. I always thought sports movies were trash. Because when they start playing the actual sport, it be looking garbage. Like it don't look authentic. But this movie I thought it was funny, and I thought it was good.
It felt
Jerry Maguire was
authentic.
good. Yeah.
It made you laugh. It made you.
Is it the first time we've seen sports agents, like behind the scenes of how sports agents was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I think quitting your 9 to 5, like, all right, he's good.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Everybody wants to quit their job, bro.
Yeah.
So it was, It was
know?
one of those things that rung true.
And that scene still is talked about to this day.
And Show Me the Money became a scene, became a little slogan that people would say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he left out with the fish.
Mm-hmm.
But in which also, like, the humanity of that scene, even if it's, like, expanded on, like, it's like the average person, even when they quit and hate something, they still want to take a piece of it with them. And so, like, that kind of signified that.
You just try to get super deep, but
I don't think that's. Look, I talk about this. Man doesn't talk about deep shit a lot, so we're gonna get
emotional. I really connected with that, and Jerry Maguire was popping. What
Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible.
The American James Bond.
Yep.
We eat up anything that we've seen before. It's like familiarity.
I told you it's a nostalgia effect of just like reminding people of their childhood.
We hate change.
Yeah. I think humans hate change by nature. You have to give it in small doses. But Mission Impossible.
Or just smack them with a coronavirus.
Mission Impossible, I think. Oh, you can hit them with the corona. Mission Impossible was, I think, maybe one of those first movies we seen people start changing their face, like taking their face off, and then that became a thing. Like they started doing it way too much. But Mission Impossible was, I think, when it first started, it was good. But I don't know how old Tom Cruise is, but it seems like Tom Cruise has to be 100 years old.
Because we can go back to Risky Biz.
Risky Business,
so
Top Gun.
Back. Yeah, those are in like 1982 almost type shit.
Yeah. Tom Cruise got to be.
I mean, age is a mentality, and when you're drinking children's blood, it's the key to living forever.
Yeah, tell that to somebody when their knees hurt. Man, age is it's a mentality, bro. Nah, bro, your knees hurt.
Just because they don't get the secret elixir.
Man, they gotta drink children's blood. Is that what Tom Cruise is doing out here in these streets?
Stop. That's word on the streets.
Man, you need to quit.
Will Smith, Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
I think that's the first movie I've seen.
It seems like a year where you're going to like a lot of movies that you don't like. Even for two sports movies to be like, what other year do you get sports movies? Like maybe a Remember the Titans, but that still wasn't like a box office like. Right. Shutting shit down. And Space Jam, Jerry Maguire were definitely in that vein. I don't even like sports. I can't play it.
Yeah, I think the that year, even
like alien movies.
Independence Day was to see that many like alien ships in the air. I just remember like in the sky, seeing when the aliens came to.
It caused a real fear in people.
Yeah, people was really like.
That was a big impact of that movie was because it was very realistic.
Back then.
And then you know what I mean though. Like, and then they got fucking it going over the White House. Like Mars Attack. Alien movies and sports movies were the jump off that year.
This is when started to get a little better. CGI started to get a little better.
They got to get scared. They got to watch Will Smith run around the whole time. So it was an action. It was like guy, girl, young, old, white, black. There was literally that was the formula for that year, is like making something that everybody can enjoy almost.
And I think that's the first time people started taking Will Smith serious, acting wise.
I mean, when he 6
As
Degrees
far
of
as
Separation,
films.
he played a very
But I still
that
think,
role is so awkward and
I still don't think
creep.
people were taking him serious then. Like, not like Independence Day, because it was such a big movie.
Okay, yeah.
People started like, okay, this guy's a star. You know what I mean? A movie star.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I think music was still what he was known.
And they could easily be like, The Fresh Prince was just popular because your music was popping.
Right.
Well, and the acting wasn't impressive on that show.
On The Fresh Prince?
It grew over time. But oh my God.
Sitcoms are always kind of...
Moesha on Netflix, I can't tolerate it.
The acting?
Oh, man.
I thought you just clicked on that so you can hear the songs, the music.
There's no music on Moesha.
Your boy is on there. Brandy's brother.
Ray J, the icon, the legend.
Yeah, that's why you watch.
Bro, and there's another part of his legacy.
You soft. You just watch Moesha to see Ray J. You soft.
I'm
done, bro. I'm done.
I can't deal with you right now. Scream.
The movie Scream.
Slasher films.
I remember when Scream came out, and that just revolutionized that mask after that. Everybody wanted
That's
that mask.
so weird. Well, I guess there was also a history of that happening in scary movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had Jason, Friday the 13th. You had Freddy Krueger.
Mm-hmm.
You had Halloween.
And both were super mask oriented once you get to Friday the 13th and Halloween.
Scream was funny, I think, because they would be on the phone like, scary movies back then.
What are you wearing? That whole scene, and they've made fun of it so many. But at the time, it was scary. It was another movie though where they tried to blend cultures, and to cover up, it's a slasher film. You got black people, Drew Barrymore. I don't know. It was a lot of stuff going on.
I never did. I never watched. I'm not a scary movie enthusiast.
Not at all.
I don't like slasher movies. I'm more of a movie. I watch movies that make me think. So I don't
Jerry
like those
Maguire.
type of movies. But Jerry, I'll watch comedies, but slasher and
I like movies that are thought provoking. A little bit of action. I want it to be entertaining.
Right.
But I want it to be entertaining because I got to know what's happening next for whatever compelling reason that is,
But
and it's like you end up watching slashers and it's like you're never really curious about who the killer is, maybe slightly.
Right. And you can kind of guess what's going to happen most of it.
It's going to be the least predictable person outside of the lead.
Yeah, it's going to have the Scooby-Doo factor.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for you kids, it's like, it's the same.
Do you think Scooby-Doo introduced that?
I don't know.
I'd have to wonder where Scooby-Doo got its inspiration.
Right. Scooby-Doo was mad early, though, I think.
Yeah, 19...
I don't even want to guess. We have to look that up, but it is mad early.
Yeah.
Another movie was Nutty Professor.
The soundtrack was incredible.
You always talking about the soundtrack, man. What about
Ray J was on?
What about the movie in the fat suit? You was feeling that?
Yo! Speaking of soundtracks that were dope, I didn't even get into Space Jam's fire ass soundtrack that had everything from
Busta Rhymes.
That had R. Kelly, dance music.
Mm-hmm.
They literally tried to take over the radio in multiple different ways successfully. The Nutty Professor didn't. They stayed right in their R&B hip hop bag for that.
I'm not a big soundtrack kind of person. The funny thing about the Nutty Professor was that first one, the one that Dave Chappelle was in.
Yeah.
The way he looked now is so different than.
How he presents himself and everything.
Yeah.
It was complete. He was like a wild.
Yeah, he was. And then on there, his hair looked like.
I heard of dreadlocks, but shitlocks.
Yeah.
I still be telling them, especially with all these Atlanta.
You be telling people that?
No, I be
I was finna
getting
say
beat the
they gonna get at you quick, boy.
Nah.
But Nutty Professor was cool because that's not maybe not the first movie. I'm not sure. That one person played all those parts.
Oh well, it's definitely not. But it was on like to be a number one, as big of a movie as it was. It was like breaking that ground. But Eddie Murphy actually he did that in Coming to America. He had done that multiple times before that movie. Even he played multiple roles in Coming to America. So that's
but
been a
was he all
trend.
in the same room like that?
Yeah, that was a trend throughout his career. We'll have to look into where he started doing it. But I dang near even think as far back as Harlem Nights. But it was like super distinct back then. So with the Nutty Professor, the fat shaming, the fat effect, that was like the first time, like that was like pre-Precious. And it definitely had, it made you think about fat people.
Why is fat synonymous with precious now? Y'all wrong, man.
It's fucked up,
That's
bro.
disrespectful.
It's fucked
That's
up.
disrespectful.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, the Nutty Professor, I think for a guy to play the grandma and all that, that was different. That was pre Tyler Perry, right?
Of course.
And then you had Grandma Ma. I don't know if you remember that, but
Oh yeah, with the
Larry
notes.
Johnson
Oh yeah.
on the commercial. That was pre that.
No, yeah,
Larry
I'm
Johnson
glad
was
you
pre
love
that.
talking about. That's been one of the problems. What's this ongoing thing where they talk about putting black people in dresses?
Yeah, putting black men in emasculating black men, putting them in dresses.
But I don't.
That's been going on forever.
I don't feel like that's like their idea in doing it though.
Yeah, I don't. You know, there's a
very fine line.
There's a train of thought of like what people do on purpose and what the result is. Like the result is men in dresses. I don't know if they're in the pre-planning room like we're gonna put them in a dress and it's gonna bring black people down to this certain level. Like I don't believe that.
I think it's a subconscious.
I don't believe that. I know the conspiracy theorists and the super woke would be like, no, they did it on purpose. I only feel.
Well, I think somebody at some point in the chain knew what they were doing.
Well,
and then it just becomes the method,
and they never stopped it.
Set it off to the left, y'all. Set it off to the right, y'all. Set it off. Set it off.
He just took the gangster out of the movie by singing that song.
That song is gangster as fuck.
No, it ain't.
It is. Where was it played besides in the most black experiences you could possibly imagine? Where is that song played besides in the blackest of black experiences?
It ain't played in the movie. The movie was getting. It wasn't.
The soundtrack to that was fire too.
I don't even remember it. I don't remember what was on that soundtrack.
Lenny Kravitz.
But I remember the film, and I remember.
The film was great.
I remember Queen Latifah being.
Lesbian.
Yeah, being thugged out, and people wasn't used to seeing a woman with another woman on TV.
Let alone thugged out.
Yeah, not on no scene like that. And they was robbing a bank. I mean...
Perpetuating stereotypes at the same time.
Perpetuating stereotypes at the same time and being entertaining at the same time. I think back then you're not getting into movies unless you're perpetuating some type of stereotype. I don't think if you're black, you're not even getting on film.
Well, what Tupac said was, yo, we can say juice is stereotypes, or we can just be happy that we have a film with an all-black cast like that.
That's what the compromise we always have to make.
It's a stupid compromise.
Yeah. I think now we can look back or now we can talk within the time we live in now, and we can say, well, you can make your own stuff. But back then, it was hard to make your own movie, yo, because the barrier of entry to just have the money, like not everybody had cameras and stuff like that. It was hard to make your own content, make your own movies, even make your own music back then without a real studio. It was just hard to do. So sometimes I look at those people and be like, man, that's just the situation they were in. But then I look at Jada Pinkett and them now, and I'm like, okay, well they have the means to make any type of film they want to.
Jada's a perpetuator in life.
We're not about to go here.
Because
we're not about to go into entanglements.
No, people think that people think she's got more bread than what she actually has. Will Smith is completely the breadwinner and lets her play the family front.
I need to push back on this one. I don't know if people think she has a lot of bread. She's married to someone
She's got
with
a lot of
bread.
power. But they also treat Will Smith like he needs her. And he doesn't.
Right, but if you're talking about the black community, Jada Pinkett is somewhat of like a fixture in the
Tell me about it.
in the black community. She is like
because of Tupac.
It's all that.
And
It's
Set
Tupac,
It Off and
it's
Will
Tupac
Smith.
Set It Off. Menace to Society. It's all that.
Jason's lyric.
Jada's always been one of those girls that was mentioned in a song, and I'm gonna look up how many songs she's in. But she was one of those ones.
It's because she's a siren and she's a witch lady and she's controlling Will's. Bro, she's literally like a wild animal, manipulative cougar lady.
He's sounding soft again, man. Leave that one
I
alone.
feel bad for August out. Bro,
We're not going into
I'm
entanglements.
gonna message you a song that he made, and you will.
I heard his song.
No, I'm talking about positive on her, and that's when you will feel the saddest for him.
Man, I don't feel. Man,
You will understand her manipulation if you listen close enough to the song.
I'm not getting into entanglements.
I'm not trying to. We'll get into that on 2019.
Yeah,
But
Jada was.
The story of that movie was kind of dope. It took you on an emotional roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
From at the beginning, you're struggling with them. You're watching them deal with all this heartbreak and being broke and trying to maneuver regularly. And you get to, something that makes it a little bit unstereotypical is you get to see the desperation and that it wasn't what they wanted to do. It wasn't just senseless. It turned into it. There was a protagonist and there was a senseless one who, kicked it all off. It's almost like multiple movies in one. Because then there's the bank robbery. And you're like, oh, shit, they're badasses. And then you go through the desperation of them all getting caught. And
of course, Queen Latifah, she needs to go out in the blaze of glory. So she can't just go out like regular people and go to jail. She need to.
So many heartstrings pulled through that whole.
Yeah, and then if you look, and then I think there's a little bit of Queen and Slim might have took a little bit from that end with.
Don't even. Queen and Slim is a whole other pack of side.
I know, but I'm just saying. They might.
I guess because there was innocence that got turned into.
Yeah, it might have a little influence on that, and then you get
go see both of them. I feel like I've rented both of them, and watched them at the same time.
The fact that you rented, you still renting?
It was what other way was I going to see Set It Off? It was before it was on Netflix.
I know.
I'd be ahead of the. I'm like, I want to see shit because I want to see it. So I find ways to go see it. And the library had it. And I'll be returning it to the library when they open back up.
Wow. Savage, boy. Yeah. Set It Off was good, man.
What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10 in modern time?
Oh, I have to watch it again to even rate.
When's the last time you watched it?
I've only watched it back when it came out.
What?
Yeah.
You remember what happened and it stood with you this
Yeah,
summer,
I remember
my little telling
Blair
refreshed
Underwood. I remember Blair Underwood and
was the bad boyfriend in it?
Jada Pinkett was getting at him and he worked for the bank and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. and so she had to reconcile, like, we gonna rob this bank.
You should watch it. I think it's on Netflix now.
That's cool. I might watch it. I really don't go back and watch old movies unless it's The Wire or something.
I treat movies like that too. Like I listen to music over and over, but movie it's like a hit it, quit it. I don't even treat ladies.
If it's real authentic. They treat you like that. You the simp, remember? You doing it for the simps, bro.
Man.
Okay, so is that all the movies that's been out in 96?
That's every last movie that ever came out in 1996, y'all.
None of the other ones.
Go watch them if you haven't. Don't watch some. Yo, all these movies are good. There's none that I would tell you not to go back and watch. He'll tell you not to watch some. But he's picky and uncultured unless it's Black Twitter. 1996, it was fun coming back, revisiting you. So much greatness, weirdness, strangeness. It was a really groundbreaking time.
Yeah, 1996 was fly.
Yo, it's Brandon Daz, Daz Exotic, whatever you want to call it. Subscribe to our YouTube. Link below. Yo, time flies. So
Bill Clinton took to finesse his way to office again.
He's a finesser.
He's a real finesser.
He was smoothly able to play saxophone on late night TV and incarcerate more black people than anybody else.